Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Laurent Collective Podcast.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
We only have one guest with us today.
Yeah.
The other two did not want to talk about this topic, so that's okay. We're fine with just you. Yeah.
Who are you?
Beta.
Oh, okay. Beta. Okay.
So we have our youngest with us. And whether you are listening on our podcast or you're watching us on YouTube, we're happy to have you here with us. And we are continuing our summer series. And I know I'm saying summer series, and those of you in the United States are thinking, what? We're back to school already, but it's summer here.
Yeah.
Right? You have a couple more weeks left.
Are you in school? Are you in
Not
school right now?
Are you?
No, we're not in school right now.
No, so that's why we're calling it our summer series.
Yeah.
Even though it's not lining up with everybody else, but and we have been doing 5 things series. And so today we thought we would do 5 things that help us run our family. And they're simple things, but it's stuff that like just helps us make sure we like know what's going on in the schedule. We know what to coordinate. Pat and I are on the same page of things. You guys understand what's going on. And we have food in our house. That would be another thing as well.
Yeah, because we can't keep food in our house long enough.
No.
Because you eat it all.
Exactly.
Goodness
Exactly.
gracious.
We're always hungry.
I know, right?
Except
So,
them two.
number
I'm not
one.
hungry. I'm not hungry.
You're not hungry. We're hungry too. We have to eat as well.
Yeah, but
We're
you
not
eat it
always
first.
Hungry.
Not
The reason why I'm not hungry is because you eat it before me. So then there's no food for me.
So, our first thing that we do is we have what we call Sunday family meetings. And when I say that, that is going to sound way more formal than what it actually is. It is literally while we eat dinner, we try to eat dinner together on a Sunday evening together as a family. That doesn't happen 100% of the time. But what happens, and Veda's trying to get this out to show you, even though that's going to be an example for another time, is, okay, you can set it down now so that they can see you, is we have a whiteboard. So we have a whiteboard that we keep our schedule and everything on, and we bring that to the family table and we talk about what is coming up this week. It's helpful for a couple of our kids who always like to know like what is going on and that kind of thing. Sometimes there's something we need to talk to them about with that, of coordinating that. Like who do you want to come to this? If only one parent can come, or whatever it may be.
I mean, we've even gone down to like what we're having on those dinners, like and stuff like that to different meals and stuff. Just because, again, it just is helpful for some of our family members to know what's going on.
Yeah. So that's basically. Also during that time, we do highs and lows, typically, not always, but most nights at our table. And so what we do during that time, too, is we say, like, what was a high and a low of this week?
I don't like that, though.
You don't like that?
You don't
Why?
like it? Why?
It's always hard for you to think of stuff, isn't it? Yeah, that's all right. But it makes it fun because we get to hear about things maybe we wouldn't
Some
hear
days
about.
you like it because you have lots of things to say,
Sometimes
right?
you're like fighting to
Some
go
days
first.
it's hard to find something or to think about something. So that's why
Because
sometimes it's harder.
Sometimes Jude just says it's a good day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yes.
He says it's a good day. And then sometimes it like we are right now in summer, we will check in and say like, is there anything you guys want to do this week? Or maybe you guys want to have play dates or things like that. And that kind of stuff. So that is what that is. And it's literally very short. It sounds very formal. It is not.
It's not. It really is not.
But it is something to make sure we're all of us, not just Pat and I, on the same page of things. And also recognizing like things have to be flexible. Something might change. Something might come up that we're not aware of. That kind of stuff.
I think it's just a really good way that meeting that we do is just such a good way to just get everybody on the same page early on in the week. And then again, if things change or whatever, hopefully most people can be receptive to that and we can move in and out of that day and that kind of thing. But it's just a really good way to just start the week.
So the second thing relates to that, and Veda was holding this up for our people watching on YouTube, is we have a simple dry erase board. When I say simple, it just has the days of the week on it, and that is all.
And it says week
I never write it in
Yeah,
there.
we don't ever put that on.
But once we did game week.
Yes, the kids like to write their own things on there
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah,
They'll
put it
erase
on so
things
it's-
and have written some other things on there, which is kind of funny.
Yep.
But again, this is where we write down our family schedule for the week. That way we know what's going on each day. If something changes, that's why it's dry erase. We can erase it, write something else in, and add something. It is literally just sometimes in the mornings, like, I don't know about you guys, but with family, for me, there are a lot of times that I can only think about what is going on the next day. So often in the morning as we're making breakfast and stuff, I'm like, what is going on today? What do we have today? Or looking at the night before.
Mommy, you don't even write the...
I haven't done that. I'm going to explain that in a second. I haven't done that because I haven't planned our week yet for that.
Yeah.
So then also on ours, I don't know about other people, but we get extremely annoyed when our kids ask what question.
What are we having for dinner?
Yeah, what are we having for dinner? I don't know why it drives
What
me
are
crazy.
we having for dinner?
I don't even know what we're having for dinner tonight. How's that for an answer? But I don't know why that drives me crazy. And so I write it on this board as well. Typically, write it on this board
But
as
it's
well.
not on the board.
Faith is
Exactly,
very
see?
concerned because currently on the board it is not there because I have not planned out our week for what we're having for dinner.
What are we
So
having for dinner?
nothing. We're not eating
Yeah.
anything.
You ate all the
do
food
you think
already,
about that?
so it's all gone.
So we also use the dry erase board for this. We used to use like a chalkboard that was
Mm-hmm.
really cool in design. We don't really have a place to hang that in this house. So again, a dry erase board or a chalkboard or something
Mm-hmm.
where everyone can kind of see. It's in our kitchen. It's not the cutest
This is
thing.
not-
Really don't care because it's
not
functional.
cute.
It's not
Yeah, it's
cute.
more
That's
function.
right.
I mean, obviously, like Maya said, there's probably things that are a little bit more aesthetically pleasing.
We just haven't done that.
But we just haven't done it because
search that out if you are in the case of that. And we just find it very helpful to have it. And again, this is the thing we bring to like our family meeting on Sunday to say this is what's going on during this week as well. Sometimes then we'll add in something the kids have suggested during that time.
Yeah.
We
But
would
it
probably
helps.
suggest games.
Yeah,
But
of course.
it helps.
And we would
everybody.
suggest the week to be game week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently Veda wants to play video games a lot today.
Yeah.
You do get video
This
games
week,
today.
as she wants to play.
I want to have the week of
Okay, I
game
see.
week.
All right,
Yeah,
well.
I see.
That's 2 weeks.
So that is another thing. So we have those family meetings. We have this dry erase board that basically has on it like what we're having for dinner and what our schedule
But
is.
it's not on the board.
The third thing that we use is, I should say with this, I will lump in with this, is that Pat and I have a shared calendar. And I know
Where?
for you, well, like it's
It's
on our
in
it's on
the
our
cloud.
phones.
It's on our phones. It's on our
Oh,
computers.
Yeah, and on our computers and
Yeah.
everything. It's not.
So we share
it's not like a
something.
calendar we have on the wall or something.
And when you are old enough and you have a phone, you'll get
Access.
get
He
access
has
to
a
that
phone,
calendar.
But he doesn't have the
Yeah, he does.
He can have it if he wants to.
Yeah.
They get annoyed sometimes. Your other brother gets annoyed when we have put stuff on the calendar. It beeps to him. But
Yeah.
the reason why we have this and not like a paper calendar is like Pat could be someplace doing something with somebody and they say, hey, can you meet on this date? And I'm at home. And if we had a paper calendar, both of us were carrying, at least for us, I know some people it works for them. At least for us, it would be like the who has that, erasing things on it, like not having a place so I can look at my phone really quick and look at it or on my computer. So we just use, I mean, you could use Google Calendar, you could use iCal, whatever it is. But we really like doing that because we can see in real time, and then we still manage to like be two separate places and booked something at the same time.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
typically, or we think we added it and we didn't. So it's not foolproof, but that has helped us as
I think
well.
I think it's just helpful to be able to have access to something like that with you at all times, because more than likely you're going to have your phone with you at all
Yeah.
times. And so if you run into somebody, or if you're have a work meeting or whatever it is, like it's really helpful to be able to do that in real time and be able to see it. And if it's connected to your partner's or your family's calendar, then it's super helpful.
Yeah.
Because then
So-
everybody gets it, and it's just
Exactly. So that is the way we like keep track of what's going on.
Yeah.
Something Veda mentioned is I do not have any meals planned on here because I haven't done meal planning yet.
And
so
nothing on Sunday.
that is a way.
So we get to play games.
Okay, Veda.
Everything comes back to the
So
games.
that is a way that we also keep our family running is I actually meal plan. And when I say that, I know there's so many things out there that are like, you spend all of Sunday prepping all your meals and stuff like that. Like we personally, we have done that in different seasons of our life. Right now, I don't have time to do that. So that's not what I mean. Are you making fun of how much I use my hands? If you're watching on YouTube, Veda is making fun of how you gesture a lot too. Anyways, so I use something called Plan to Eat. It is something that I do like a yearly subscription to, but again, both Pat and I have it on our phone that we can see what is for dinner. We keep the recipes in there, or it may say like what cookbook it's from or anything like that. But that is something, it shows then the ingredients in there that we might need. You can actually then put that to like a shopping list and that kind of stuff. If I see something, how you see something online or somebody posts something, I can like copy the link and just post it in there to add a recipe, and it's there, and I can add it to our calendar to plan it. She is making fun of me right now. You are a mini-me.
So you definitely, if you are listening to the podcast, you have to go find
should
our
watch the
YouTube video,
podcast.
because Veda is like imitating Maya and her hand gestures and everything. It's really funny.
Hey. Anyways, And so that is something that helps our family function because like some nights Pat's making dinner and he can literally just pull up the recipe right there. Some nights I'm making dinner. Sometimes if I'm like out, even if I'm at the store, I'm like, ooh, this sounds good. I can go in on that app and see what we need for that recipe and stuff. And then what it does for meal planning is it's really hard to focus, Veda, when you're copying everything I do. I should do something crazy that you have to do then. It helps with groceries and stuff like that because at least for our family, we have them delivered to our house once a week just because we live in London and we don't drive and stuff like that. And then that helps me know what we need in our house for that week. Veda, do you want to talk about what this sheet of paper is? Is this your least favorite sheet of paper? Chores.
Is that what we call them in our house?
What do we call it? Family teamwork is what we call it.
Yeah.
She calls it chores.
Yeah.
Are you going to? Are we losing you? Do you want to be on the video anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So we have this little piece of paper that is on the fridge, and basically it has each kid listed and it has each day of the week. And so each day of the week, each kid has something different that they do in the house to be part of our family team. So and we talked about this, how we get the kids to help around the house in a previous podcast. So definitely go back and listen to that one. But this is where, because I can't remember like I said, I have to write down what we're having for dinner and I have to write down Veda. I have to write down what we have going on. And so this is literally that night we'll say, kid, like go look at your schedule. What do you have? It has the things done like on the weekends. We have more of a what would you call the weekends? Like it's more of like sweep, like hoovering the house, vacuuming, whatever you call it.
Oh, you mean like
bathrooms?
On the weekend we have more like they're more kind of
Chores.
substantial
Chores.
substantial opportunities that our kids can partake in as far as like
Chores.
more like substantial cleaning of the house rather than on the weekdays they're a little bit more like
Chores.
like dishes and just sweep the floor and tidy up your room, like simple things that should be day-to-day things rather than maybe cleaning the toilets and like things like that was more on the weekends and things like that. So just chores.
We try not to call it chores. Veda calls it chores apparently. We usually say, what do you have on that you're supposed to do tonight, and that kind of thing.
But if you work
what
and
what happens
when you
do those things during the week? What happens then?
Get money.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So we
I
both
don't even have the money.
Well, right now they're all saving it for a trip that we have coming up. And so that's why they are not using it right now. But basically then we put it into what we call commissions and we divide that up in savings and stuff they get to spend and things like that. Which again, there's another podcast about that. I should have looked at all the episode numbers of these before we started this.
Yeah.
Because this is just like quick snippets of things.
If we need to, we can leave those in the show notes.
That's true.
For sure.
And then the fifth thing involves just Pat and I. And again, this is in more detail in a whole nother podcast of we call them like our Friday morning marriage check-ins, or we find some time to do it if it's not Friday morning. And that is basically we check in to see like how we're actually doing, because sometimes you just don't have time to do that. And we have some questions we ask each other with that, but then we also look at our account again. The calendar comes out again, and we look at the week ahead to see if there's something that we need to coordinate. Like I might have a meeting while Veda needs to go to swimming, and so Pat is going to have to be taking her to swimming or things like that, right, Veda? And it's basically trying to make sure that we have things coordinated, that we're talking about that in advance, and so we're not like, it doesn't foolproof, but it's so like we're not having an argument about the fact that he said he would take her to swimming and I'm in a meeting and he planned something else or whatever it may be. So we look at our week ahead and that kind of thing, or we might talk about something special we might do with the kids or things like that sometimes is a surprise for you guys, right? Sometimes.
I think the biggest thing.
It's never a surprise.
I think
it is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, interesting. Anyway, so I think what's cool about all this stuff is it really is just more of helping create a level of communication in our house between all of us. And so because of that, hopefully we can create a house that is, less, I don't know, not anxious isn't the right word. Maybe it is the right word, but like if we're all communicating, if we all kind of know where things are at, we know where to figure out or find what's happening or what we need to be prepared for during the week and things like that. It's just helpful. It just creates an opportunity for us as a family to be more, together, and it just creates good communication skills with our kids as well. And so I think it's just really, really helpful. So.
And again, none of these are earth-shattering. I know a lot of you do all this stuff too. It just was things we sometimes get questions about, like, you guys have businesses, you volunteer, you do all these different things. Like, I don't understand how you do it. And we've got 3 kids in different life stages that all have different things going on who like to copy me. And so this is just sharing, like, this. And again, it's not foolproof. It doesn't mean that something doesn't happen. It doesn't mean there are arguments. It doesn't mean that our kids love doing their family tasks. They all hate sweeping the floor for some reason. It's just this upper floor that we have that they sweep and do. Why do you hate that? You really don't like it, do you?
It's a broom.
It's a broom you use.
You just move it around and pick up the dirt.
Oh, that's my task tonight, and they don't like it. So, just a quick recap of what it is, and Veda's I'm gonna try not to use my hands because she just keeps making fun of me doing it. Is we have our family Sunday meetings that we do. We have our dry erase board. You can use whatever that holds our schedule on there, as well as what we're having for dinner. And we also have our shared calendar. Number 3 is our app that we use called Plan to Eat. You don't have to use that one. There are 1,000 of them, or you can just do your own sheet or something like that, and that kind of thing. And that is what we use to meal plan and think ahead of what we're going to have. And then we also have our, what am I forgetting? Our kids' chores. Oh, I almost said chores. Our kids' family task sheet that we have.
Chores.
Our kids, oh, you're pulling my hair. Ouch. Our kids' family task sheet that helps them know, like, what their responsibilities are during the week and everything in the house. And then we have our family, like our marriage check-in that we try to do once a week. Although sometimes, like when we're on holiday and stuff, we're not always the best at doing it. But anyways, so that is the 5 ways that we keep our family running. And again, not 100%, but it does help us.
Yeah, it's super helpful.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add, Veda, with all that stuff? I feel like Veda's presence here today, if you were watching on YouTube, has been for her to make fun of me.
I think she's just learning skills of communication.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing, right?
I've taught you how to move your hands like this, right? Yes? No? Okay, cool. Yeah. Thanks, Veda, for being with us.
All right, what do they need to do?
What are they supposed to do to help us out here?
Like and subscribe.
Both on the podcast. And on the podcast, if you can leave some reviews, that would be super helpful for us. It's not for us. It's actually more for other people being able to find us and find our material that we're putting out there. And if you're watching on YouTube,
like and subscribe,
and you can hit the little bell thing that'll tell you when we pop up a new video as well.
Like and subscribe or else.
I don't know what or else means for Veda.
Yeah.
So beware. I don't know what that could mean.
Also, we'd love to hear any of your things that you do as a family, as far as how you guys communicate and how you guys keep things in order and keep schedules in order and all that kind of stuff. If you've got some good tips for us, we'd like to hear those as well.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you guys so much for watching or listening, and we will be back soon. Take care.
Bye.